First, of course, I want to open in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, bearing witness that there is no God but Allah. Muhammad is truly his messenger. And I would be remiss if I did not bear witness that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and his star-studded student, the most honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, are our divine leaders, teachers, and guide in this present day and time. Donald, you asked a wonderful question in reference to what Islam has done for me, and of course, as I text you, how long was the program? You said it was about an hour. And asking me what Islam has done for me, I will need a lot more than an hour. That's just to share with you, because Islam has really embraced my life to the point where, you know, I would not be living had it not been for Islam. Wow. But a quick backdrop, many people who know me or who may not know me, I grew up right there at Liberty Heights and Garrison, where the mosque is. You know, and I most of my chaos and mayhem took place right there. So I'm very familiar with that area. And in doing so, you know, just like the average young brother out there that's not guided, or, you know, I was thoroughly misguided, not knowing what direction to take, and it wasn't my mother's fault, it wasn't my father's fault. You know, I just made some bad choices in life. Winded up in prisons, serving a prison sentence. But you know, Allah is always the best of planners. And I say that primarily because, you know, when I got to prison, and that was all the way back in 1987. When I got to prison, I thought that, you know, that was the worst thing that could ever happen to me. But what I failed to realize, Donald, is that Allah was working on me. And in order for him to get to me and through me, I had to go through, as the minister would say, the vicissitudes of life. Yes. You know, but Allah protected me while I was incarcerated, and I was blessed to embrace the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And it's ironic because the first person that I had come in contact with was a known drug dealer. And he saw me going to another religious service, and I was going there, you know, on a regular basis. And he asked me, he said, "Man, what are you looking for? I see you going up there all the time to that religious service." I just told him, I said, "I'm looking for the truth." And he said, "Well, come on with me and sign on one Sunday for the Nation of Islam service," or whatever day it was, Sunday or Monday. And he said, "Have you ever heard of Elijah Muhammad?" Never heard of him. "Have you ever heard of Minister Farrakhan?" Never heard of him. Because when you're in ignorance and you're living in ignorance, really names of people in struggle don't mean nothing to you. You know, not when you live in a life of getting high, when you live in a life of foolishness. So the first Nation of Islam service that I had ever attended was in Hagerstown. And of course it blew my mind to hear what I heard, because everything that I heard was contrary to what I was taught to believe in society. Everything that I heard about Jesus, everything that I heard about black people, everything that I heard about Christmas, everything that I heard about everything, it was all contrary what that brother was telling me. So as I started to listen, the brother said one thing that was in the prison. He said, "If you can find one iota of what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad has taught us," he said, "if you can find one sentence of what he has said and taught us today," he said, "I'll stop preaching what I'm preaching." And of course I took that task and I started running around and looking around, and I wasn't looking for anything that he didn't teach. I was looking just to confirm of what he taught was the truth. And Donald, I got to bear witness to this very day, well over 25 years later, I couldn't find one sentence of what that man taught. And through that, and through me embracing the Nation of Islam in prison, I came home in 1995, bore witness to the Million Man March, which to me was heaven on earth. I was introduced to my wife, Sister K. Muhammad, and from there on, brother, you know, I never looked back. Never been back to jail, never used drugs again. So what the messenger and what the minister, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, has given me was, as we say, a life-saving, life-giving teaching. They gave me life, brother. I was actually able to get a hold of life and move forward, not just as a as a black man in America, but as a human being, a productive human being. And I've been blessed. I got to say, I've been blessed with a family, with a religious community, the Nation of Islam, and with brothers and sisters, man, that show genuine love, not just for the broad community, but for themselves.